Which brings us to our third scenario. And this is a scenario that I don't think anyone has taken a look at yet. But this is one that's important to consider. Because you remember earlier we were talking about how something has to break this cycle. We have to have some form of alpha decay. Either the 4-year cycles break, or a lot of the charts that we have depended on previously, like the pi cycle top and many other charts, must break. So something has to go this cycle. Now, we already took a look to see what happens if the 4-year cycle is true. What happens if sentiment affects how people and the price of Bitcoin moves. But what about the pi cycle top? What if this chart is true? And you're like, but how could that possibly be true? Because we only look when the lines cross. And I'll show you here. This is the pi cycle top chart. Every time these lines, the 111-day SMA and the 350-day SMA times 2 cross, we have a top. But if you take a look behind my head, this purple graph is the pi cycle oscillator, which tells us how far apart these lines are. When it's very far apart, we have bottoms, and when the lines cross and it's not far apart at all, we have a top. Well, right now, it is pretty far apart. As a matter of fact, the values right now are roughly 0.9. Now, bottoms we've seen between 2 and 2.5, and tops are at 0. But any time that price has been above 0.75, well, let's take a look at those times, because it happened here and here and here and here and here and here and here. So we have a lot of data points to take a look at what pi cycle top being high, being price, these lines far apart could mean for price. And every time, if we plot that out, those peaks, pi cycle top being above 0.75, are these blue arrows right here. Now, taking a look at this, tough to tell if this tells us anything. I mean, this is towards the bottom. This is towards the bottom. This is towards the bottom. This is at the top. Here's towards the bottom, kind of maybe midway up for these other ones. But if we plot out these lines, that's what you get right up here above my head. And while some go down and while some go up, over the next 6 months, this could have price going down to roughly $65,000, or price going up to roughly $345,000. So if you average those, you will get roughly $200,000 per Bitcoin over the next 6 months.